That's awesome.
For Alexia Lemaire, this is her first time being at an event like this to sell her art.
So I do paintings, I do geometric designs, and I do paint pouring with acrylic paints. And it's really fun and I enjoy it. This is my first show I've ever been to, and I'm having lots of fun here.
After about only an hour, she was already selling her work, but she was more excited to show off her stuff.
This one's my favorite. This is a geometrical design, but I also did paint pouring on it. I just really like the colors. These ones up front are all magnets.
Lemaire takes this very seriously and is very committed.
I started this as a business not that long ago, and I've sold a few paintings, and I'm really proud of myself, and I'm just having lots of fun.
But not only is this young businesswoman proud of herself, so is her family, who couldn't resist coming by.
Oh, she's just so proud of everything, of the painting she's done and the marbling, the fact, and she's really been excited about it.
And Alexia sure does love her grandma. You love your grandma?
Yes, I love her very much.
Within minutes, her grandparents were buying their granddaughter's art.
You owe me 4, right?
Yeah, I know. Keep the change. Keep the change. You're a family member. Keep the change.
After selling many pieces and having fun, she is determined to continue.
I'm hoping to go to other shows and sell more paintings.
This may be her first show, but it's definitely not her last. For FNN, I'm Meagan Delaurier. The holidays are finally here, which means the lights in Victoria Park are up. And for the Phillips family, they tried to come every year.
We try. We don't always make it out to the lighting of the lights because of work and stuff, but we like to come down at least once or twice in the season for sure.
And with so many lights in the core of the city, everyone feels very connected.
Well, it's definitely something everybody looks forward to. You know, the CN train or whatever that comes through, like, it definitely brings people all together for sure.
And the kids especially love them.
How do you like the lights?
They're pretty.
But one little boy in particular has the sweetest response to his favorite part about Christmas.
Spreading love and giving presents to him and her and my family.
He is also very interested in the nativity scene set up in the park.
That's Jesus in the tiny, wooden, cute little stroller bed. And the people are praying to him.
Keenan has a special message for everyone this holiday season.
Merry Christmas!
Thank you.
And if your house lights aren't enough, there's 75,000 lights here in Victoria Park for you to enjoy with your family. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. For FNN, I'm Meagan Delaurier. Good afternoon, I'm Meagan Delaurier, and this is your XFM News Update. Canada's Walk of Fame will honor hometown ice dancers Tessa Virtue and Scott Moyer today. The Walk of Fame inductees and ice dancing Olympic athletes will have ceremonies held in 2 venues. The Scott Moyer unveiling ceremony will be held in Ilderton, while the Virtues unveiling ceremony this evening is at Museum London. At the 2018 Olympics, Virtue and Moyer became the most decorated figure skaters in Olympic history, winning gold medals in both the ice dance and team events, and the first figure skaters to own 5 career Olympic medals. Toronto's mayor says he hopes to meet with the Prime Minister in the coming weeks to restate his call for a national handgun ban. John Tory says that he also thinks his city should be getting more federal support to tackle gun violence following a violent civic holiday weekend. 17 people were injured in 14 incidents over the 3-day period, including shootings at a North Toronto nightclub and at an Airbnb rental. RCMP say they found items belonging to 2 murder suspects from northern BC. Police aren't saying what the objects are, but that they were found on the shores of the Nelson River in northern Manitoba. Officers also found a damaged boat, but an underwater search of the river itself came up empty. Police have said that the two young men may have caught a ride out of the Gillum area from a driver who didn't recognize them, or that they could possibly be dead. A woman is being charged after her puppy was left in a hot car for more than an hour while in St. Thomas. A concerned citizen called the police after seeing the dog locked in the car for an hour when officers arrived and located the 4-month-old puppy's owner inside of the courthouse. The distressed dog was removed from the vehicle and was given some water. The woman is being charged with violating the standard of care, an offense under the Ontario Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act. I'm Meagan Delaurier, and that was your XFM News Update. With the number of bike accidents in the city, London Cycling Advisory Committee will be lowering speed limits in residential areas down to 40 kilometers per hour. John Kosinchik works in traffic and transportation at City Hall and wants people to know that this is a lengthy process.
Right now, the best we can do is we can try to keep ourselves safe. We can try to look to better enforcement mechanisms, but ultimately I think we're going to have to look at different designs too over the future with this Complete Streets initiative. But the only challenge there is people are wanting changes now, but these sorts of things take time to change.
The big question remains on how City Hall can implement such a change and letting drivers know the locations of where they will need to drive slower.
If you're entering a neighborhood, so picture, say, a newer subdivision, and you've got sort of a box and you've maybe got 4 or 5 entry points and exit points from that subdivision, you would essentially have the signage at the beginning and at the end of that so that you know that when you're entering that area, you have to go 40 kilometers an hour.
However, despite City Hall being proud of the initiative they're putting forward, longtime cyclist and advocate Gary Brown says it's about time that the city stepped up.
Well, it would have been a good start 20 years ago to have this discussion, and I'm glad we're having the discussion, but it's actually an engineering issue. You have to actually design the road for the speed you want people to drive at.
Even though City Hall refuses to budge on going lower than 40 kilometers per hour, Gary says it really should be down to 30 instead.
And one thing lowering the speed limit will do, it does increase the chances of surviving an accident. So speed limit of 30 kilometers, you have about an 80% higher survivability rate or serious injury rate than a car traveling at 50 kilometers.
Gary adds that switching from 50 kilometers down to 30 kilometers doesn't hurt anyone.
Nobody's life is worth that 1 or 2 seconds of time you're saving.
With the new initiative beginning in the new year, it will be an interesting ride for drivers and for cyclists. For FNN, I'm Meagan Delaurier.